After 7 years of mutual torment I gave up, he scoffed. New tricks, if you dare cause trouble in front of Ying, I'll cut off your credit card immediately. He coldly signed the divorce papers and left. The accountant frantically dialed. Madam withdrew her investment, we're bankrupt. The next second, he was 1 billion in debt and collapsed. In the 7th year of marrying Duan Zi, I still hadn't managed to get pregnant. We decided to try IVF, had many rounds of ovarian stimulation shots and initially failed several times. Each time I cried with pain and couldn't sleep, he would hug me from behind and soothe me, saying, "Be good, we won't try anymore. Even if we don't have a child, we can still be happy. If necessary, we can adopt." I know the pressure at home on her is huge, and I know she really loves children. I think this is the last time. I just came out of the hospital. This time it was successful. I wanted to tell Duan Zi the good news, we're about to have a baby, but he was in a meeting and couldn't take my call. As we turned a corner, a car suddenly came straight at us. It was moving very slowly, but it still rubbed a line off my car. I got out of the car and saw a pregnant woman on the opposite side, her face pale with fear. He, in a babyish voice, cried to the person on the other end of the phone, "Honey, he almost killed our baby. Please come quickly. Someone is bullying a little pregnant woman." After she got out of the car, she swaggered toward me, pregnant belly and all. I didn't cut her any slack. Clearly she swerved into me. I was about to argue with him, but the woman reacted strangely. She pulled out her phone and said she would compensate me. Her husband has a lot of money. She pulled out her phone to add me on WeChat. I suddenly noticed that her WeChat profile picture was in the same series as Duan Zi's. And I don't know if I'm being paranoid. Her name was Miss Fox. Not long ago, Duan Zi changed the Fox icon in his own nickname. After I received his transfer, I got back into the car and was about to leave. Suddenly I saw the hurried Duan Zi approaching the woman, his eyes full of concern. "Are you hurt? Didn't I arrange a driver for you? Is she just dumb? She can't even drive." Duan Zi pretended to comfort the woman for a long time, then turned around and carried her back into his car. He didn't even glance at me once. All his thoughts were on that woman. My heart sank to the bottom, my hands on the steering wheel trembling. I watched him run over to buy that roasted sweet potato for the woman, not disdainful of the street stall's food, and even took a bite before handing it to her to cool a bit. I lower my head and scroll through that woman's moments. It's all showy love with pictures, just no man's face exposed. The latest post is from just now. "The world's sweetest sweet potato bought by my husband, fed to me personally." As I scroll down, Duan Zi accompanied her to the checkup, told me the dates of his business trips, planned vacations with her, and top brand limited editions were all sent to him first. The car behind honked to remind me to move, and that's when I realized how long I'd been looking. I forced back my tears, but they betrayed me and flowed anyway. Since we were in school uniforms to graduation in wedding gowns, we got married. Back then I was still the miss of the Su family. And Duan Zi came from an ordinary background. My mother didn't approve of me marrying him, so I secretly registered with him, and we initially didn't hold a wedding. At the start of Duan Zi's business he was very busy, often staying with clients until midnight drunk, but she always called me first. She fought hard to earn money just to gain my parents' approval. She said she would never let go of my hand in this life. By the time Duan Zi got home it was nearly midnight. He turned on the light and saw me sitting on the sofa. "Why aren't you asleep? I heard you've been tired lately, right?" He carried a box in his hand, came to my side and handed me a 7th anniversary gift. "Sorry that lately there's been too much. Work is busy. The anniversary has passed already." I called him out on it on the spot, and his face turned pale. He misremembered the anniversary, had no time to answer my calls, yet he could go lower himself to be a lickspittle for the woman outside. "Break up or not? You said you hate it when people cry like babies." He took out a necklace to put on me. "I don't understand these brands, but they said it's the latest model." I dodged Duan Zi's hand. "That woman posted the same style last month," she told me. "This is the latest from a big brand, that I don't deserve to use them." Perhaps sensing my mood wasn't right, Duan Zi quickly came up with another plan but failed again. "Su, don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's fine if you can't have a child. There are plenty of people outside who can have children for you. You don't even need me." The more I thought about it, the more nauseated I became. I had once thought he softened for me, worried about my health, but now I know that wasn't true at all. Duan Zi coaxed me a few times, and seeing that I wasn't angry anymore, he said he'd take a shower first and then accompany me. I picked up the phone he'd left in front of me and unlocked it with my birthday. The first thing I saw was the conversation between him and that woman. She was pregnant but dressed so sexily. She sent Du and Zi many photos, deleting them after he looked. I was afraid you'd be overcome with lust in the middle of the night and have to use your hands behind his back. Are you really not accompanying me tonight? The weather forecast says it will rain and there might be thunder. I'm scared to be alone. I read a lot. Their conversations were very explicit. Du and Zi has always been a serious person, with an old-fashioned demeanor. He usually speaks very little and doesn't like to watch suggestive content. I never expected him to be so playful in private. I recorded it bit by bit on my phone. There was just too much. Every time they showed affection, it felt like a stab to my heart. When I exited, I saw our chat history. Many of them were about coming home for dinner, and he replied with yes or no. The last chat log was from many days ago. My heart grew cold. I had never doubted his feelings for me. I had always trusted him completely. Du and Zi finished his shower. When the sound of the water stopped, I pretended to be asleep. His phone rang. Du and Zi glanced at me guiltily and walked to the window to answer. Honey, I can't tonight. It's already very late. Can't you just go to sleep obediently? A low sob came from the other end. After a short while, Du and Zi compromised. He hung up the phone and woke me up, saying there was an urgent matter at the company that needed to be handled. I ignored him. It started raining outside. After he changed his clothes, he came to me again and said, "There will be thunder later. Call me if you're scared." He leaned in to kiss me, but I subtly dodged him. I didn't want to be touched by something that had been defiled and carried so many germs. Du and Zi didn't come back that night. I saw that woman's updated WeChat moments. A blurry pregnancy photo with the caption, "I'm so afraid of thunder, but luckily you're by my side, sleeping in your arms. I'm not afraid of anything." I turned off my phone and contacted a doctor, wanting to have the child aborted. My marriage with Du and Zi has been 7 years, and it's time to end it. This child and I have no fate. I don't want the child to be born into a loveless family. The doctor seemed hesitant, saying it was finally successful and asking if I really didn't want it and if I wanted to discuss it with Mr. Duan. I declined, stating I wasn't well and didn't want to have children. My eyes felt dry, and I feared I would cry in front of others. The doctor said she would arrange it as soon as possible. As I walked down from the consultation room, I saw Du and Zi downstairs, accompanying Xia Yingying for her prenatal checkup. He went to register for her and I tried to avoid them, but that woman walked directly towards me, her eyes full of provocation. "How long are you going to pretend acting like you don't know anything, Suyi?" I knew Xia Yingying wouldn't have bumped into him for no reason. "You meticulously set up a situation for me to catch my husband's affair, so eager to take her place. I advise you to be smart. If you file for divorce now, we can part amicably, Suyi. What's the point of clinging to a man who doesn't love you?" Xia Yingying mocked me, saying Du and Zi hadn't loved me for a long time. "How long has it been since he touched you?" Even though I'm pregnant, she couldn't resist me. She deliberately showed me the marks on her neck as if showing off a trophy. I thought I would be furious, but my emotions were remarkably stable at that moment. I looked at her indifferently and raised my hand, slapping her across the face. "Is being someone else's lover something glorious? You dare to hit me? Do you believe I'll hit you back?" Xia Yingying said. "Du and Zi won't let you off the hook later." She was clearly hoping to create a scene to make her efforts worthwhile. She cried, her tears flowing like rain, and at that moment Du and Zi walked over, dropping the things in his hands instantly. "Susu, what are you doing here?" This woman hit me and called the child in my belly a bastard. Just as Xia Yingying was about to lunge forward, Du and Zi pushed her away. He said dismissively, "Shut up. Susu, listen to me. It was an accident with him. I was drunk that time and mistook him for you. We spent a night together and she got pregnant with my child, so I stopped him and looked at this hypocritical man. Do you take me for a fool, so easily deceived? Susu, you must trust me. I will break up with him immediately. I love you." Du and Zi has been stressing that the person he wants to spend his life with is me. He doesn't want to hurt me, which is why he has been hiding it from me. To that woman, it's only a temporary thrill. In the end, he will return to the family. Divorce then is not necessary. "Susu, I beg you." Du and Zi looked at me helplessly, like a child about to be abandoned. Even though he's older now, those eyes are still so moving. Just as I was going down, a painful cry came from behind. "Ah, blood, I'm bleeding, our baby." I stood there watching. Xie Yinying pleaded with Duan Ziyi not to abandon her. Duan Ziyi looked at me with embarrassment and said that what's in Xie Ying's belly is his child and you don't want me to be an unfeeling man who could take lives. Susu. Duan Ziyi ran off without looking back. He picked up Xie Yinying and rushed inside. I saw the woman's provoked, triumphant look as if she had won the whole world. I had long since stopped caring. From the moment I decided on divorce, I would no longer be swayed by Duan Ziyi. I would give up on their legendary romance. Goodbye Duan Ziyi was 3 days later. Xie Yian caused a fuss, and the miscarriage prevention methods were used. After finishing the operation, I removed the child, returned home, and started packing my things. I unexpectedly bumped into Duan Ziyi, who looked tired and had just come home. It was as if he suddenly remembered what happened between us and came over to grab my suitcase. Susu, the child is saved. When he's born, I'll directly hand him over to you to raise in your lap, so you won't have to be tormented by childbirth anymore, Duan Ziyi said. Whether it's a boy or a girl, in the end it's all for me. You'll never have to worry about not being able to conceive again. I don't want to see you suffer, but if I say that, I should be thanking you too, Duan Ziyi. You're so thoughtful, I sneered. I never expected that the man I love would have such a hypocritical face beneath his appearance. He clearly betrayed this relationship. He had an affair, yet he can find such a fresh angle, saying everything is for me and that I know how hard it is for him, so he went out and found someone else to live with. Is that it? How long have you all been like this? I still want to see whether Duan Ziyi is utterly rotten. Just like that one night because of an accident. I smiled, staring at the strawberry marks on his neck, wanting to laugh at him for still trying to argue his innocence. I snatched the suitcase from her hand and said coldly, I've signed the agreement. Keep an eye out to divorce. I don't want to share one husband with someone. Suyi. Duan Ziyi scolded. You're not young anymore. Why do you have to argue with me? Why do you have to divorce? You're almost 30, not a youngster, Duan Ziyi said. What can I do after the divorce? I'll stay where I am. He immediately apologized to me. He was just too hasty to say that. He didn't mean to belittle me. My eyes felt sour. I opened my mouth but couldn't speak. I was no longer the Miss Su of the Su family. After my family went bankrupt, my father couldn't bear the pressure and jumped from the building. My mother's mental state deteriorated. She often forgot things. Duan Ziyi was right. I was almost 30 and should depend on this young and capable man to live a lifetime. Blink an eye at trouble, not cause myself trouble, but I have a severe cleanliness obsession, so I won't divorce, okay? He came over to hug me and I dodged him at once. Duan Ziyi's patience ran out in that instant. He looked at me fixedly, probably having worked several nights. The fatigue in his eyes could not be hidden. He said, Susu, you have to think clearly. Your mother's current huge medical bills are all on my Alipay account. He doesn't want us to divorce. After he finished, Duan Ziyi went upstairs. He was using my mother to threaten me. How did the man who once pampered and loved me become so unscrupulous? I put the suitcase down and went to see my mother. She recently forgot a lot, holding my hand. When is the wedding with that Duan family boy? I held back my tears. My mother's hair was all white, her face full of the marks of time. She used to be one of the city's top beauties. Back then we were rich. My father's business was doing well. They did not approve of me being with Duan Ziyi. Duan Ziyi studied well, but his family was poor. His father died in an accident when he was very young. He was raised mainly by his mother. At first Duan Ziyi didn't care about me at all. No matter how I pestered him, he was cold. Back then someone around me bet I couldn't win him over, that I wouldn't swallow this anger, that my bothering him wouldn't work. I went to his house to find his mother, and I even helped arrange the best doctors for him. He could recover his sight with hope. But that day Duan Ziyi was especially angry. He said his family matters didn't need my intervention. Friends all said I had hit on Duan Ziyi's petty pride, and I was also very angry. Clearly helping out with good intentions, Duan Ziyi said with reddened eyes. Miss Su, I don't need your charity. Since that day Duan Ziyi's attitude toward me worsened. If not for being blocked by a group of people at the alley mouth that night, some man touching me, that group of drunks harassing me, Duan Ziyi suddenly charged out, fighting those people to protect me, his face full of wounds from the beating, and finally he held me. He asked, Suyue, can you not follow me anymore? I cried and clung to his neck. At that moment I knew I had feelings for Duan Ziyi. He often looked at my math tests in the 3-digit range and sighed. Even though he was already putting in a lot of effort to call me to study, he said, Suyue, what should I do with you? I have no talent. But I settled down to study. I don't know who shamelessly told him about our betting, and he actually believed it. After the college entrance exams, Doonzi told me, "Suyue, let's not see each other anymore." He said he didn't have that much free time. I chased after him to explain, but after that day they moved away and the boy disappeared from my world. Later in college, my family arranged for me to meet Mr. Lu Lin from the Lu family. We grew up together. She watched me grow. But that man is so rigid and boring, always talking about work. On our first date, he stood me up. In the cinema I saw Doonzi. He was there with another woman watching a movie. I was furious and clenched my teeth, charging up to question him, only to find out she was his sister. I was extremely embarrassed and wished I could find a hole to crawl into. I'm with Doonzi again, but this time he's the one pursuing me. My memory is hazy, my mom's voice is choppy. He said, "Mom didn't object to your marriage, she just didn't want you two to hide it from me. Now that our little leaf is happy, I can rest easy too." My mom patted my head and said, "Doonzi is taking good care of me now, and your father can be at peace as well." I couldn't hold back and finally cried on my mom's shoulder. She was right. Doonzi is unstable, not someone you can entrust your future to. I regret it. I should have obediently followed orders. Doonzi has disappeared from my sight, as if intentionally cold-shouldering me. He wants me to understand that I am living by him. After the Su family went bankrupt, people in the circle laughed at me. While he protected me from behind, he said, "Su, don't forget, you still have me as your potential stock." At that time, Doonzi's company had already earned a small fame, and later it went smoothly, ranking among the top in the industry. I received a hospital call saying my mom was not doing well and wanted to see Doonzi one last time. I called Doonzi, but she coldly told me there was no time. From the other end of the line came Xia Yingying's delightful laughter. "How about this dress? Unfortunately I'm pregnant now and not in good shape, so I can't accompany you to the auction." I know Doonzi resented my mom. At that time she gave Doonzi a sum of money to leave me. The startup funds for the Doon family company also came from that money. My mom's existence continually reminded Doonzi of his former destitution and embarrassment. "My mom really can't go on. Why have you become like this, Su? Are you telling such lies to deceive me for fun? Besides, your mom doesn't like me at all. Even if she dies, she wouldn't be willing to see me." Doonzi hung up the phone and changed his attitude from before. I looked at my mom on the sickbed. She was very thin, her eye sockets hollow, her voice extremely weak. "Leaf, I'm sorry to Mom." In the end she told me that it was normal for Doonzi not to want to see her. After all, he used to look down on Doonzi as well. "You must be happy, you must be joyful." The moment my mom passed away, the cage that bound me was released in an instant, and my sky collapsed. I cried in front of his sickbed for a long time. In the days after handling my mom's affairs, my emotions were especially calm. The last blood-related relative in this world had also left. The sky poured down heavy rain as I returned to my small house with my mother's urn. Upon opening the door, I found Doonzi drunk, hugging a doll and calling out Susu. Hearing me enter, he scrambled up from the floor. "Susu, you're back. I couldn't get through to you on the phone." "Oh, I see my phone died." I placed the urn down and Doonzi apologized, saying it was because the pressure of having a child during my IVF treatments was too much and he thought I was just trying to compete for favor. Doonzi said he knew he was wrong. "I'm sorry, Susu. I'll accompany you to see your mother tomorrow." I bought her favorite mung bean cakes, but they won't be needed now, I said coldly, dragging my tired body towards a seat. My mother was already dead and couldn't eat the mung bean cakes Doonzi personally bought. My emotions surged and I asked, "Can we stop this? We've been together for so many years, 7 years of marriage, and we're almost 30. Why do we still have to act like those young girls throwing tantrums?" Doonzi said, "How have you become like this?" I turned, my expression utterly cold. "I've already filed for divorce. It doesn't matter if you don't want to. I will also pursue the matter with Xia Yingying. Why is it that Doonzi is the one who did wrong, and I have to bear all of this? What exactly do you want?" Doonzi yelled. His phone, which he held, kept lighting up, and I saw the contact labeled Xia Yingying. "Be good," Doonzi said. "Divorce is impossible in my marriage. There is only widowhood. I will never let go of your hand in this lifetime." "Then go die," I said, my expression remarkably calm. Doonzi lunged at me. During the struggle, the urn fell, and I watched the white ashes scatter across the floor, tears welling up in my eyes again. Doonzi panicked and asked what it was, but his phone rang again. He answered it, And Xia Yingying was crying hysterically on the other end. As I'm bleeding a lot, come quickly, I think I'm going into labor. Yingying, she's in trouble, I'll go there first, you wait for me, Duan Ziyi said. He then told me to think about my mother's current situation, and how she might be stimulated if she found out about our divorce. I was so angry I laughed. These ashes on the floor are my mother's, she already heard. How could she still be angry with you, Duan Ziyi? You can't threaten me anymore. He left, leaving in a hurry. I know Xia Yingying was deliberately using tricks a while ago. As long as Duan Ziyi appeared at home, he would wrestle with his belly. Note, content unclear, keep as is. For a chance he had always been winning, but I didn't care. I calmly tidied up my mother's ashes, gave my mother a funeral, and gave my vanished youth and love a decent farewell. That night, I sat in the room the whole evening, and I saw a photo in Duan Ziyi's mother's moments, the baby's hand and Duan Ziyi's hand. My eyes brimmed with tears, tears streaming down my cheeks. I sniffed, forcing myself to feel miserable that night. Happiness belonged to them. The next day Duan Ziyi's mother came to me first. Her eyes were well enough now. In the past, Bright Spotlight was the best doctor I invited to help her. Xiao Yi, Duan Ziyi's mother, sighed. Our Duan family only has our Ziyi as a child. His father left early. There are 3 unfilial acts worse than having no heir. If you want a child you can divorce and find you again. In the beginning, he was also drawn back into a broken family by a third party. I looked at the woman in front of me. She was no longer the figure living in a dingy rental. She exuded luxury, and he blended very well into the upper class. When Duan father had another family outside, raised 3 children, and rushed to meet the other woman during the new year, and something accidentally happened. I thought he would stand on my side, but I didn't expect last night he still eagerly flaunted that child. People make mistakes. RZE, he simply made the kind of mistake most men would make. He still loves you. Duan Ziyi's mother looked at me and said she was also very heartbroken for me, but I cannot be so selfish. I'm not selfish. I want her to agree to the divorce. I've arranged the property division for him as well. He is the party at fault. A smaller share isn't much, right? I'm magnanimous. I don't want to continue arguing with him. I need to prepare my mother's funeral, deal with these matters, then I will leave this city. Child, you secretly came to find me back then. You found a doctor for me. You paid so much for RZE. Could you bear to let go? You love him so much. Is it because I loved him so much that he tramples on my sincere heart at will? Is that it? I don't want to argue with him, nor do I want to quarrel about those trivial things. To me, none of this has any meaning. Duan Ziyi's mother originally intended to come as a mediator, but after being met with a cold reception, she left that night. Duan Ziyi sent me a message. He said to wait until I cool down before coming to see me. I know at this moment he is sharing a family moment. During the funeral, several of my mother's former students came to deliver prayers. Unexpectedly, the Lu family also sent someone. Not far behind Aunt Lu stood a young man, tall and handsome, dressed in a black suit, his figure slender. She held an umbrella. Rain streamed down the umbrella. He just raised his head unintentionally, revealing that stunningly handsome and terrifyingly cruel face. Lu Xingchen walked towards me. If she had agreed to marry my brother back then, she wouldn't have ended up in this situation. Suyi, are you still not admitting that your taste is questionable? You're rude. Call her Auntie Lu. Auntie Lu glared fiercely at Lu Xingchen. This kid has been abroad too long. His impolite little Yi, if you need any help, just tell me anytime. The Lu family was good friends with my family back in the day, and they were the only ones who didn't look down on us after our family went bankrupt. It's just that my mother was too proud to ever bow to them. It's okay, I said softly. What are your plans now? You're divorced from Duan Ziyi, right? Yes, almost, I replied faintly. After things here are settled, I'm going to leave and travel to clear my head. I'll do anything. Lu Xingchen's eyes lit up. He leaned in and said he recently invested in a mountain resort and asked if I was interested. Just as he finished speaking, Duan Ziyi arrived outside the door. He ran in hastily, almost falling. Su, why didn't you inform me about such a big event? Duan Ziyi tried to grab me, asking why I hadn't told him about my mother's death. I suppressed the urge to scold him, wanting to see my mother off for the last time. I did tell him, but he thought I was being unreasonable and jealous of Xia Yingying. I'm sorry, Su, for not being by your side when you needed me most. His eyes were full of guilt, saying he didn't do it on purpose. If it weren't for the fact that my mother always looked down on him, and your mother broke us up, fine, let's not bring up old scores at my mother's funeral. She's tough on the outside but soft on the inside. She secretly gave you startup capital back then and asked people to get you several projects. Duanzi has some conscience. Duanzi's face was deathly pale. He muttered in a low voice. Impossible. Just as he was speaking, Xia Yingying, dressed in a black dress, arrived. She should still be in her confinement period. Why did you come? Duanzi reached out and pulled her. But Xia Yingying knelt before me crying, I'm sorry Sister Su, it's my fault. Please forgive me. If it weren't for me, on that night of difficult labor, Ziyi could have seen his mother-in-law one last time. I was about to reprimand her when I heard Lu Xingchen's mocking voice from the side. Since when did mistresses become so blatant? Lu Xingchen shielded me behind him. Who do you think you are? Try crying any longer, and you'll dirty Auntie's reincarnation path. CEO Duanzi saw Xia Yingying being treated like that by Lu Xingchen and wanted to protect her. But unfortunately, she was no match for Lu Xingchen. Lu Xingchen, with a disgusted look, threw the dirty thing away from a distance and said to the bodyguard behind him. Duanzi's face turned red. He wanted to argue with Lu Xingchen. Yingying, he just wanted to apologize. There's no need to do this, right? And this scumbag, throw him out too. I give you 3 days to divorce, otherwise the Duan family will wait for death. As Lu Xingchen's voice fell, he stepped forward. There's no need to be like this. How can it not be necessary for my affairs? Lu Xingchen's eyes darkened. No matter what, you and my brother were childhood sweethearts. He watched you grow up. Lu Xingchen's expression became a little strange when he said this. Duanzi angrily rebuked. This is my wife. This is my mother-in-law's funeral. Isn't CEO Lu meddling a bit too much? Get out, I retorted. My mother doesn't want to see you, and neither do I. Susu, get lost. Lu Xingchen's people drove Duanzi away. He stood by my side and asked, do you need me to lend you bodyguards? No need. Xia Yingying was too happy to even care. He came here just to show off. As for Duanzi, I don't know how sincere he is in his regret now, but it doesn't matter anymore. Lu Xingchen looked at me and said that if I needed anything, I could find him anytime. It's okay, just get a divorce. Lu Xingchen seemed to have something to say but stopped and finally said nothing. He didn't leave that night either and stayed with me. Duanzi, as if he was sick, came to find me early in the morning with breakfast, showing more concern than before. He said, breakfast should be eaten hot. I went early to buy your favorite Zilong babo. They're still warm. Susu, I'm really sorry for everything that has happened. After you finish your confinement, I will give her a sum of money. My head hurt. And I didn't want to see Duanzi. He didn't talk about divorce but offered to help me move my luggage back. He was like a shadow, following me wherever I went. I took a call from Xia Ying in the meantime. The baby has been crying all along. She must be missing Dad. When will you come back? Days later. Don't call me anymore. Danzi answered coldly. He hung up, then asked me when I would move back. Not long after, Danzi took another call. This time Xia Yingying was crying in a panic. Baby, she's been vomiting a high fever that won't go down. Come and see him. Sorry, something happened to the child. Danzi walked away without looking back, watching his departing figure. I found it unexpectedly funny. The lawyer helped me organize our assets, as well as the money Danzi had transferred to Xia Yingying all these years. The gifts, item by item, a staggering total. Some brands so expensive they were ridiculous. When his company's cash flow wasn't so smooth, he urged her to buy them. As I kept walking, I reached that old alley and recalled that time when my family had just gone bankrupt. My father couldn't bear the shock and jumped from a building. I was chased by debt collectors. It was here that a mob surrounded me. The leader, Lin Xiao, I had dealt with before. That night he smiled lecherously and said I would have to pay the price. He said I looked good and if I became his mistress, he would wipe out that debt in one go, and he even saw himself as a young lady of a noble house. What happened to Su Yi and the Su family? You're just a bankrupt socialite pretending to be pure. I will make you kneel and beg me. Lin Xiao had people block my way and wanted to take me away. Danzi appeared and saved me. He paid a large sum of money up front. He held me and said, Susu, it's all right. And I wonder why every time I fell into trouble, it was Danzi who came to rescue me. Why was it so unsafe for someone to walk home alone so late at night? A sudden voice rang out from behind. Lu Xingchen, after returning to the country, he formed a band and now has some renown. Can't walk with you still. I'll take you somewhere. Lu Xingchen reached out to me, and when he saw that I wasn't moving forward, he gave a sneer, telling me not to be so guarded. I can't eat you. I just grabbed you with one hand and naturally took your hand. He took me to their band's secret training base. No one today. Things were casually tossed on the ground. Lu Xingchen asked me if I wanted soda. It doesn't matter, don't be formal, it's just the two of us here. Lu Xingchen smiled at me and said, I remember you used to sing very well. I froze for a moment, then quickly understood. I've performed at school celebrations and entered youth singer competitions. But after being with Duan Ziyi, I seldom sang anymore. He didn't like me going on stage, saying his possessiveness would take over and he didn't want me shining on stage. He wanted to hide me. Duan Ziyi said he just wanted to secretly admire me alone, and I didn't want those people to cast their eyes on me. Our band is missing a lead singer. Shall we give it a try? I refused. After the divorce I planned to leave this place, naturally not wanting any entanglements with anyone. Moreover, we aren't that close. I'm close with his older brother, but the Lu family elder doesn't feel any spark with me. He just treats me as a sister to spoil Suyi because of a man. Are you going to give up on yourself like this? Your voice was born for the stage. Lu Xingchen said he knew when I was in college that someone with bad intentions had tried to dig me up, but I refused him. Lu Xingchen secretly recorded my songs. He said he saw me go to the Lu family when he was a child and even sang for his family. I was so well behaved back then, and I still have videos of my sister playing and singing. Her sudden approach and calling me sister startled me and I quickly dodged, feeling as if I were being publicly executed. I went up and turned off that childish voice. I did sing a lot when I was young. My mom also said that if I wanted to debut she could support me, but Duan Ziyi didn't like it. She said girls shouldn't be in the spotlight. Later, I became a full-time housewife. Duan Ziyi also said it was fine, given my spoiled upbringing. I shouldn't go out and suffer. I rarely did things he disliked. But even so, Duan Ziyi still fell for Xie Yingying. In his eyes, it was a sense of novelty, a new challenge. I told Lu Xingchen to give me some time to think. He wasn't in a hurry, saying he'd give me enough time to figure things out. In the following days, Duan Ziyi didn't show up again and we successfully divorced. I didn't know why she suddenly seemed to have a change of heart and stopped bothering me. I received a considerable amount of money. Aunt Duan paid Xie Yingying back that sum herself, including the money for the luxury gifts, all calculated clearly and terrifyingly efficiently. I happened to run into their family of 4 while shopping at the mall. Aunt Duan happily held her child, looking very healthy, and didn't let Xie Yingying hold her. You guys go pick, this brand is quite good. You can only buy 1 pair in a lifetime. Aunt Duan held the child and pointed to the jewelry store not far away. It seemed like good news was on the horizon. Xie Yingying's face was beaming with happiness. Duan Ziyi's expression darkened. Let's change brands. This kind of widespread advertising is just marketing. No, I think this is quite good. Loyalty and love for a lifetime. What a great meaning. Xie Yingying insisted on going in. Duan Ziyi finally lost his patience. You go if you want. Did you happen to buy something from Sister Su before? If so, let's change brands. Xie Yingying's eyes welled up with tears again. She looked like she could cry at any moment. Duan Ziyi used to say he hated crybabies the most. I still remember that time when she was the top student. A girl in the class had a crush on him and secretly drew on his competition registration form. Duan Ziyi was furious when he found out. The girl said she was silly and didn't know it was important, which is why she drew on it. Many people in the class called him a straight man who didn't know how to cherish women. When he debated with others, his logic was meticulous. The little girl could only cry, and eventually she got annoyed. However, in our marriage, he cheated with a spoiled young girl. Duan Ziyi glanced at his phone. You and Mom continue shopping, I'll have my assistant come help you. Something came up at the company. A's. Xie Yingying stamped her feet in anger and he went up to jerk Ziyi's hand away just as I happened to run into him. Xie Yingying put away her grievance. Sister Su, what a coincidence to meet her here. She turned and took the child from Aunt Duan's arms. Earlier Ziyi had said that you especially want a child. How about adopting him as your godson? Xie Yingying's words completely stabbed at my heart. It's not that I love children, it's that Ziyi likes the Duan family and wants someone to rely on. I had tried many times for Ziyi, but none of it worked. I stood there coldly and replied, rushing to accept a mother's role. So what? Did I not do something to make you unhappy? Susu and Duan Ziyi scolded Xie Yingying a couple of times, telling her to hold the child and go to the side, not to make a scene. I felt very upset, rushing to my side to dance in front of me, really thinking I was easy to talk to. Sorry, Yingying. Is she also well-intentioned? I said coldly. We're already divorced, don't come to affront me. If you provoke me I'll make you regret it. Susu really is very sorry. Duanzi kept apologizing, his voice trembling. I knew I had done wrong, but after so many years of feeling we're closer than family. Duanzi said he wanted to get married. The invitations were already printed, and he said he would give me a gift. I looked at him calmly. Duanzi continued, if you like children, you can be his godmother. I really wanted to lose it. At this moment Lu Xingchen's voice suddenly came from behind. Our little leaf can have a child if she wants. Not everyone deserves it. Shout her mommy. Lu Xingchen naturally took my hand. He touched it. Why is it's so cold? Susu, you with little Lu. Duanzi's expression looked awkward. I did not respond. Lu Xingchen sheltered me behind him, staring at Duanzi with a pressure that made it hard to breathe. The online circle's reputation of this little dear lord wasn't very good. His playful has a bad temper, and if someone offended him before, the ending was extremely tragic. Manager Duan, you don't have to trouble yourself. We want the child to be born by itself. The baby is soft and the body is not well. Duanzi looked nervous, probably not suitable for having a child. All hospitals belong to your Lu family. What about his condition? You shut up, I shouted in anger. Duanzi, are you sickeningly cruel? Maybe it's because my body isn't good, not suitable for reproduction, but we are already divorced. And what I want to do has nothing to do with you, and like I said, I will make you regret saying these words to me. Susu is something you said, a clean break. Duanzi says he's also just being affectionate when worried. Lu Xingchen stands to the side. There's no need to keep listening to the dog barking. Let's go, I'll treat you to a meal. As we were leaving, we heard Xia Yingying crying to Duanzi, saying she didn't mean to make me unhappy on purpose. Big sister Su, how long since your divorce, and you already have a new boyfriend? This little dear seems to have a reputation that doesn't involve you at all. Duanzi's eyes darkened. After I and Lu Xingchen left, he let out a helpless sigh, saying next time such a person should be ignored. When you go out without checking the almanac, encountering him feels like stepping on dog poop. Haha. Luxington smiled, remembering that you used to be well behaved. How did you start swearing now? There are still many things you don't know. Luxington leaned in and said that there had been an emergency just now, so I said those things that didn't matter to me. He shrugged and was about to leave when he heard Luxington laughing again. So I've helped you out and you're not inviting me to have a meal. Little Master Lu, you still want to eat here? I'm puzzled. The Lu family is booming now. The elder brother who once had an engagement with me also sits firmly in the position of crown prince. If you put me and the elder brother of the Lu family together to discuss things, it would smear his reputation. But Luxington laughed gently. The elder brother doesn't understand. His eyesight isn't very good. Now he's taking someone home, quarreling every day. If you design him like this, aren't you afraid he'll teach you a lesson? We had a meal, talking in fits and starts. I booked a ticket for tomorrow to go out and have a break. After Lu Xingchen, he advised me to think carefully. He said his proposal has always been valid, and if I'm willing, the lead singer of their band would be ready at any time. When I got home, I saw Duanzi waiting for me. He had drunk a lot and didn't look very good. You really ended up with Lu Xingchen. You don't understand what kind of person he is at all. I'm afraid he'll mess you up and ruin you. Su Yi and Duanzi said he knows I hate him, so there's no need to hurry to find another man to vex him. You're overthinking this. I smiled wryly and sneered. What I do with whom has nothing to do with you, Susu. We've been together for so many years. I know you too well. Lu Xingchen isn't suitable for you, is he? I asked with a smile. Then who do you think is most suitable for me? You, a good man who cheats on his wife. Duanzi cried in front of me, his emotions extremely agitated. Su, I really know I'm wrong. I'm sorry to her. I raised my hand and gave him a slap. He tried to grab me, but I knocked him away. I angrily said, please don't appear in my life again. And as for your mistress, I'll hit her every time I see her. Duanzi said that no matter how much he makes amends, please just not. To help him find Lu Xingchen, I called the security guard to come over. If you're going to keep making a scene here, I'll call the police. Susu, do you really not think about the past at all? Duanzi asked how I could become so utterly indifferent. I didn't argue, telling such a shameless person that there's no use saying more. He was taken away, and I was content to be idle. I'm already sick of them, but I need to relax. Lately I've been severely sleepless before bed, sometimes waking in the middle of the night. My mother is gone and my only support is gone as well. I always feel alone living in this world. The man who once promised to stay with me forever has also changed his mind. The first stop of my departure from this city to go travel is the long-awaited snowy mountains. The scenery here is beautiful in early autumn, but it's already quite cold. The reaction on the high plateau isn't very strong. My body can still hold up, but looking at the mountains and rivers, it's especially refreshing and soothing. A stranger's number called in and I almost hung up as soon as I answered. Lu Xingchen, you really do love me. Duan Ziyi seemed furious and his speech was not smooth. I frowned and planned to say everything at once. After the divorce, you still entangled with your ex-wife, humiliating him for you, making the whole city's hotels refuse to host our wedding. How nasty of you. Su Yi has climbed high. You wouldn't have wanted to dump me from the start. Danzer's tone sounded very angry, and my heart strangely felt comfortable, like it was tingling with pleasure. You dare not go to Lu Xingchen, you only dare to come at me and vent your anger. Is that it? I smiled. Have you booked the hotel? Do you need me to step in and help you? No need. Danzer said that he still recalls our past feelings and doesn't want to tear faces with me, but what Lu Xingchen did was really too much. Well, sorry about that. Lu Xingchen is already an adult. I have no say over him. I'll wait for the day you're abandoned by him, and then you can cry and come to me. I'll be watching. I hung up the phone and blocked this number, inexplicably feeling that Lu Xingchen shouldn't be the kind of vengeful person who bears a grudge. I wanted to ask him about it, but when I opened the chat window, I typed several sentences and all of them were deleted. I really didn't know how to start. After all, I'm not very close with Lu Xingchen. He didn't hang out with us before either, so I exited the screen. But shortly after, Lu Xingchen sent a message. No need to thank me, it was my small favor. He wanted to talk more but I disagreed. I replied, have fun, and remember that thing I mentioned. Okay. I lay in bed and Lu Xingchen's face involuntarily appeared in my mind. He is indeed very handsome, but perhaps out of loyalty to his brother, he treated me well. I couldn't understand. I fell asleep after lying there for a while. Regardless of what Lu Xingchen wanted to do, I wouldn't get involved with him. The next morning, we set off to climb the snowy mountain. Recently, many people have forgotten to conquer the first snowy mountain of their lives. My guide led me upward and I wasn't here for the first time. I remember coming here with Duan Ziyi before, but he didn't endure to the end and had to come down halfway up. Duan Ziyi said that he owed me a promise on this snowy mountain, and he would repay me in this lifetime. The surrounding wind was biting cold, and our pace was fast. It looked like more than half of the climb had passed, but just before reaching the summit, the sky suddenly changed. At first the weather was fine, but then it grew cold all of a sudden. The wind blew hard and I didn't insist on continuing. The guide talked with me for a while, and I agreed to descend first, but I didn't expect how quickly it happened. In the moment of the avalanche I thought I was finished. We evacuated in time, fortunately not completely swallowed, but we suffered serious injuries. My calf couldn't basically get up after the fall, and the guide said he had never encountered this kind of situation. He could carry me down, but ahead there were quite a few people. Some indoors were being carried down, so we had to clear a passage first. I wasn't in a hurry. As the sky gradually darkened, the worst plan was to spend a night here. Many people on this side of the camp. Suddenly a familiar figure entered my sight. His voice was light. Su Yi, Lu Xingchen. I was very surprised how we ran into him here. His expression was tense as he ran up to me and said, knowing something happened around here, aren't you worried that I'm injured? It's nothing. We just had an incident in the middle section above. Before I could finish speaking, Lu Xingchen crouched down to inspect my leg, which had a large gash. He frowned, his voice a bit loud and his talkback was stubborn. Blood was everywhere, and he asked if I was really okay. Lu Xingchen briefly dressed the wound for me and told me not to take risks again next time. The snow mountain is very popular to ascend, but there are also many accidents. I'll carry you down from here, isn't that better? This place is at a high altitude. Even someone very capable wouldn't have such stamina. Besides, I paid a lot for the guide. He can carry me for a short distance, and once we get past this area there'll be a guide. Right? Do you look down on me? Lu Xingchen's tone suddenly changed, and he began to look aggrieved. I knew from childhood you always looked down on me. You like playing with my brother. Lu Xingchen began to accuse us that when we were young we said we wouldn't bring him along, yet clearly I invited him. He acted aloof and wouldn't interact with us, and now it's become our problem. My heart softened instantly. and I didn't refuse Lu Xingchen to carry me, but I paid extra attention to his body along the way. If anything happened to him, the Lu family wouldn't let me off. Lu Xingchen kept nagging me about whether I had a belief that I must climb the snowy mountain, and what would happen if something went wrong. How would my brother cope? I was very surprised. What does your brother have to do with it? I'm very curious. But Lu Xingchen smiled. He felt some guilt. After all, he was the one who rejected you first. If he had married you, you wouldn't be in such a situation. Could a big brother of the Lu family really think like that? I'm not destined for him. I don't love him, and he doesn't love me. It was normal not to be together in the first place. As for the Su family's current plight, it has nothing to do with the Lu family. It was my father's decision that went wrong. My family was ruined and betrayed, which is entirely my own problem. I didn't expect Brother Lu to have such thoughts. Not right here, Lu Xingchen answered with a smile and said that as long as it's within his power, he can help you. No need. I refused Lu Xingchen's good intention. Lu family's elder brother already has a family, and I don't want to become an annoying person. Although I have little relation to him now, I still have boundaries, so I'll reluctantly help my brother achieve his wish. Lu Xingchen carried me to a relatively flat place, boasting, "Look, I've told you before, a younger body is good." I really can't keep up. Lu Xingchen's train of thought started to run again. We went down the mountain, the weather improved a lot, and the scenery along the way was pretty nice. Lu Xingchen kept insisting I accompany him to take a photo, the pose that was so popular online. Lu Xingchen, are you really going to be a dog? Master Lu is really willing to go all out. Obviously the person who should be pulling the rope was her, but she stubbornly said my ankle twisted and I'm not fit to stand. So after the divine image was born, I almost laughed to death. Your great self is happy to go along with it. After Lu Xingchen led me down the mountain and got busy for a while, I finally learned that he had a project to develop here, and I thought it was really such a coincidence. Lu Xingchen said, with my romance brain like this, what if I'm deceived by a man? What should I do? That night I treated him to the local sour fish hot pot. Watching Lu Xingchen get red in the face from the heat. What nonsense the kid is talking. I'm truly grateful to you. I just smiled and then mentioned some romance brain again. I'm already very tired. In the days to come I'll rest well, and I'm also considering what Lu Xingchen previously said, whether to join them. I'm just joking. Actually, you're still young. You're not too old to fall in love. I thought of Duan Ziyi saying to Su Yi, you think you're still young when you're near 30. 30 seems like a sort of curse always mentioned by him. But so what if you're 30? It's only 30. My mindset feels even younger. I played outside for a long while, and when I went back I attended Duan Ziyi's second wedding. He dared to send me an invitation and even said in the class group that our relationship is over. Many people speculated whether he abandoned me because I couldn't have children. Duan Ziyi subtly guided them. When someone asked why the child was already born, Duan Ziyi said he had long since divorced. He protected Xia Yingying at every turn, as if I had wronged them. The Duan family poured dirty water on me. I wouldn't give Duan Ziyi such a good opportunity. Seeing me appear, Aunt Duan's face changed. She hurried over to find me. You're back, little Yi, Aunt Duan said. I recently went out and used the divorce money to travel. Looked chic. I refused Duan Ziyi's grand invitation. How could I? You tell me, right, Aunt Duan, what would you like to eat or drink? I'll get it for you. Aunt Duan is so earnest. The posture makes it seem that if I did anything, I would stand there and be judged by a lot of voices behind me. I never like to guess the malice of people, but what they're saying now is really disgusting. He used to be a noble young lady who married Duan Ziyi. The Su family had long since gone bankrupt. Someone tugged at the person next to them who wasn't exactly fertile and was kicked out of the house. But you can't deny Su Yi Sora is great. Look at this one now. She's incredibly tacky. They started by stepping on me, and then they started making fun of Xia Yingying. The woman was dressed ostentatiously, adorned with a lot of jewelry, looking rather bloated. I frowned. Xia Yingying walked towards me, a smile playing on her lips. I didn't expect you to come, she said. Weren't you the one who invited me? How could you not expect it? Xia Yingying, having shed her damsel in distress persona today, decided to provoke me. She was still wearing a custom wedding dress. I recall your wedding was a makeup ceremony, wasn't it? I replied calmly. What about it? Are you trying to brag to me? She asked. I just want to tell you, what's the point of a noble lady with so much education? In the end, you still have to obediently make way for me. I now have a child with A's and we're having a wedding, Xia Ying declared. Everyone here today is someone important. I smiled and congratulated her on her happy marriage. She proudly showed off to everyone. Just as Du and Zi arrived, Xie Yingying suddenly fell backward, and the mountain of wine glasses shattered on the floor. She fell on them, blood gushing out. That must be Du and Zi's ex-wife, someone whispered. So cruel, hitting so hard. People started gossiping about me. Everything seemed prearranged, as if she was unwilling to accept the divorce. The Su family had gone bankrupt, her mother had died, and without Du and Zi to rely on, she was alone. I stood there, watching Du and Zi rush over. Xie Yingying sobbed, feigning distress. I know Sister Su is still bitter. She's angry that I could marry you, angry that I'm having a wedding. Du and Zi's eyes turned red as he looked at me. Su, what are you bitter about? Come at me, okay? On this joyous occasion, Du and Zi was completely shielding Xie Yingying. I smirked. I didn't even touch her. She lost her balance and fell herself. Do I have to take responsibility for this? It was clearly Sister Su. Xie Yingying began to cry again. I know you didn't mean to. At this moment, Lu Xingchen's voice rang out from behind, making false accusations so readily. If I hadn't been recording, you might have really gotten away with blaming me. Lu Xingchen had arrived at some point, his attire completely out of place in this setting. I paused in surprise, stepped up beside Lu Xingchen. Why are you here, to watch a show? Lu Xingchen said he wouldn't think I would simply let things go. He had seen online comments about the incident, with someone deliberately steering the narrative that I was dazed after being abandoned. Isn't this the young master of the Lu family? How did he end up here? Du and Zi really has some swagger. Yes, but this bride is also really Lu Xingchen. As soon as the remark fell, Du and Zi picked up the next person from the ground, his tone full of blame for others. So, Yingying, I'll take you to the hospital. Du and Zi said we may have resentment, but we shouldn't choose a moment like this. Wait, you invited me to the wedding. I am here to give you a big gift. I smiled and walked calmly onto the stage. I displayed on the big screen many screenshots I had recorded before, during our marriage with Du and Zi, them cheating and flirting. This is the day we divorce, not long after my mother passed away. You're right, I have no family left in this world now. The people I could rely on before are gone. I hoped for a clean break, but you all in the alumni group talked about Xie Yinyin as the other woman who bore that child, and then forced me to acknowledge him as my godson. She knew I had tried many times to get pregnant, including IVF. I spoke, and the scene below already turned into a riot. Aunt Duan stepped forward and said, we must bow to me. Please give A some face. After all, you shared something once. I treated you as a daughter. Aunt Duan cried, but whoever gave me face, I wanted to part peacefully, even if hurt. I didn't want to die in front of others. It would exhaust me, and I didn't want to be tied to Du and Zi, or become the focus of others' gossip. But what did I gain from retreat after retreat? You also took away a large part of A's fortune, just to save him some face. Xiaoyi, I treat you like family. When your eyes weren't good, I begged the doctors for a long time, then they came to treat you, but you value nothing more than your precious grandson. In Aunt Duan's eyes, the heir of the Duan family is the most important. You were harmed by the other woman and lost your husband, yet you think of propelling the Duan family's lineage. I cannot imitate such virtuous female conduct. Su Zhuyi, what exactly do you want to do? Du and Zi reddened with tears as he looked at me and asked why I ruined their long-planned wedding. I showed plenty of people who needed to believe, who must already know the truth. No need to dwell on this past. I hope you will not come to disgust me again in the future. I wish you a lifetime of happiness together and no offspring. After saying that, I turned and left. I want a clear conscience. I don't want to be the center of public opinion. But now I'm forced to get involved. I must clear my name. Soon this affair went to trending, and with Lu Xingchen's support the heat was too high. After I left, Lu Xingchen followed out. It's satisfying, right? This is how one should viciously hit back, so they won't think you're easy to bully. I laughed softly. Indeed, too much of a bully. Did they really think I'm a mute pushover? Let them manipulate me. I just don't want to entangle myself further. Lu Xingchen looked at me. Are you happy now? Can you tell me what your answer is? I didn't perform very well just now. The blueprint I pictured in my mind wasn't fully realized. I clenched my teeth and should have stirred more emotion just now. If I didn't perform well, when I ask you a question, do you want to be our lead singer? I can give it a try. Okay. Lu Xingchen is very excited, his eyes full of joy. He said it would not be a waste for him to come to curry favor with me. He would finally put down those troublesome people. As for how Xie Yingying later announced explanations, It was useless, the truth stood before us, plus, he had previously publicly flaunted that child. The child is the best evidence to topple him. Doonzi called me, he said, Susu, let's talk. Before he could say a second word, I had already hung up and blocked him. So unlucky it would affect my fortune. I began practicing songs for Lu Xingchen's band. In the following days, things escalated thoroughly. Xie Yingying caused a scene, and I heard she was making a scene in Duanzedi's office, threatening to kill herself. She had ulterior motives. Do you really think he's Cincerelius? Xie Yingying cried as if washed with tears, as if she wanted us to fall from grace. Would it hurt to be a little quieter? Duanzi reproached that he wasn't a shameless person, but could he, for Xie Yingying, have driven things to this extent step by step? It could be considered true love after all. From now on, don't come to the company, stay at home and take care of the child. That wedding, Xie Yin was not willing. She originally wanted to flaunt our affection, to show Duanzedi's favoritism for her. But after this disturbance, Duanzi became very troubled, and several projects in hand could not continue. You go back first without me. I still have to talk business with Mr. Lu. The Lu family elder is still the company's biggest client. Duanzi knows how to appease things. Xie Ying began to cry again. Aren't you annoyed? Do you only know how to cry? Cry all day. I said, why did you go provoke Susu? Originally it was us who wronged the other party. I hoped we could compensate him a little after so many years. Duanzi said he never imagined things would develop to this step. He felt sorry for me alone, wanted to give me some support but didn't expect Xie Yingying to do so much. Then my wedding, go away. Duanzi wasn't in a good mood and had clearly lost patience. He stood up to go talk business with the Lu family elder, but the secretary came in. Mr. Lu said he would not continue the collaboration. Today's meeting was cancelled. He also asked how could this be. Mr. Lu said he treated Miss Su like his sister, and would not allow anyone to bully her like this. With a bang, things shattered on the floor. Xie Yingying muttered, see, Su Yi and the Lu family brothers are both unclear about each other. Perhaps they already wore a green hat for you. Get out. Duanzi angrily rebuked that he was simply a person who cared a lot about face, fundamentally traditional to the core. Xie Yingying probably hadn't expected to be so furious. She walked away dejected. Duanzi still hoped to salvage things. But after Mr. Lu picked up the phone and spoke only a few words, it was impossible. Su Yi grew up with us, she married you. I truly blessed them at the time. After that, the Duan family's company fell into a slump. Duanzi came to see me, but it was no use. While I was rehearsing and preparing to go on stage, don't embarrass Lu Xingchen. After taking the call over there, Lu Xingchen smiled. You don't know how brilliant my brother's moves are. What's wrong? I looked at Lu Xingchen in astonishment. Not sure what methods the Lu family's eldest brother had secretly used, but I thought there actually wasn't that much connection between me and him. Don't ask. Anyway, recently Duanzi has been having a headache. Don't mind the business matters. I just smiled and didn't ask further. Lu Xingchen said that this weekend we would have the debut show and they would tailor outfits for us and I'd go choosing with him. I agreed. When we just arrived at the studio, I happened to hear some irritated voices inside. You promised me last time that you could recycle it, right? It's a lot of money, just a little damaged. It was Xie Yingying. She actually brought that wedding dress from before here to return the money. Sorry, this one is too damaged and I don't care. Anyway, you promised me. I'm really in a hurry, urgently needing this money. I eavesdropped from outside the door. Lu Xingchen sneered, not expecting your ex-husband to pretend to be rich. Now this brand isn't cheap. Lu Xingchen smiled. It was decided long ago when we went in. Xie Yingying's face turned red with anger. What a coincidence. I took the initiative to step forward, not afraid that Xie Yingying would still dare to save face in front of me. Xie Yingying paused. Her complexion became especially strange. What a coincidence, Sister Su. I'll patch my clothes up. Indeed, quite a coincidence. Xie Yingying tucked away her things, looking pale and miserable as she left. He wouldn't dare to lose face in front of me. Just now she even begged for money back. But now she turned around and left. Lu Xingchen pointed to a few designs and asked, which one do I like? Do we need such a grand entrance for our first appearance? It's not cheap. They're all designers' private collections to make a stunning splash. They've all been chosen. Yours isn't yet. Then I'll choose this one, I whispered softly. I've had a dream since student days to dress like this. And it feels like returning to that time. Okay, after we go back, Auntie Duan said she wants to talk to me. She said, Duanzi has deeply reflected on it, What happened was not right on her part. But Xia Yangying, no matter what, is also a mother. Auntie Duan asked me to look. For his sake, you should let Yangying go. She will only be at home taking care of her husband and children in the future. Auntie Duan said she knew I was in pain. She could feel it. She had been hurt like this before. I have never done anything that wronged Xia Yangying. Auntie Duan, I respect you as an elder. But staying on topic, Yangying says she bears a heavy burden at home, not that she deliberately sells wedding dresses. I hope you won't use this to humiliate her. Xia Yangying, who had gone back, spoke up again and heard Auntie say this. The matter that day was distorted again by him, but it didn't matter. I spoke coldly. Under the same roof, do you really not know what kind of person Xia Yangying is? Do you think I need to take revenge on her? Auntie Duan's expression darkened. He was thinking. Even he came to his senses. Xia Yangying's words didn't stand up to scrutiny. There wasn't much more said after. Auntie Duan left by herself, saying, sorry little Yi disturbed you. Since that day, I never heard anything about the Duan family again, and the online negative comments about me were cleaned up completely. On the day of my performance, I was backstage getting makeup done, very nervous. I had long lost that once youthful aura, but I didn't want to abandon my dream. Am I really nervous? A bit sweet. Lu Xingchen handed me a cup of milk tea. She said she remembered I loved drinking this. I paused for a moment. I used to like it, but then Duan Ziyi said it was unhealthy, so I hardly touched it. Even when I drank alcohol, I drank very little. I've been the good girl in the Duan family for so many years, but deep down I'm not that kind of person who can relax easily. Singing well and delivering a knockout performance is a bit nerve-wracking, but not too much. I'm fine. I promised Lu Xingchen I wouldn't mess up his hand and eye coordination. We haven't trained with the team for long, but everyone in the crew has become familiar with me. The stage lights dazzled and reflected on me, and I heard the host calling us. Lu Xingchen originally had some fans, and most of those who came today were also his fans. The crowd below was lively. As the music began, I immersed myself, shedding the years of suppression inside. And in that moment on stage, I achieved a complete release. Perhaps this is the freedom and passion I had been searching for, which had gradually been lost over the years. I sang with great fervor. For the final song, Lu Xingchen played the piano for me, and they all set down what they were holding, listening to me play the piano and sing softly, as if we had returned to my childhood, and the people below were moved to tears. This is a sad love song, and I don't know how long it has been since I last sang it. Tears flowed down my cheeks that night. The atmosphere reached its peak. After it was over, Lu Xingchen walked with me by the river to enjoy the breeze. It got cold, so he took off his coat and gave it to me. How is it? You can trust me, right? Thank you. I smiled at Lu Xingchen. Thank you for helping me realize my dream, sister. I suddenly looked up and met Lu Xingchen's clear eyes. Today it seemed as if starlight surrounded him. Do you really not feel anything at all? Lu Xingchen asked me. I looked at him in surprise, not knowing what he was going to say. I've already shown myself like an open peacock in front of you. Don't you sense my thoughts? I like you, have liked you for many years, and the sudden confession took me by surprise. I never thought Lu Xingchen would say these 3 words to me. I opened my mouth, speechless for a long time. How could I, little master, be so bad? I am more handsome than a joke. My character is good. My family is good. Lu Xingchen said he almost outshone Duanzi, and he didn't know why my taste was so poor. He said that when Duanzi confessed to me at that time, he also saw her hiding in the dark like a rat in the sewer, staring at me. I really want to go dark, but when I heard that you were willing, sister, give me a chance. Lu Xingchen said that after that day he went abroad overnight, left this sad place, and said that if I found my own happiness, he would bless me, but he couldn't stand it. He actually cut off contact. I was angry about this for a long time about it. I can bless you, but Lu Xingchen, you need to be serious. I was surprised. I really didn't feel a trace of love. He hid it too well. I'm not a detective. How could I possibly discover it? Now you know, right? Lu Xingchen asked. I am not more serious than me. Lu Xingchen said that he had never taken things as seriously in his life, hoping I wouldn't disappoint him, but you know, I'm divorced. I don't want to think about that for now. I can wait. Lu Xingchen's gaze was sincerely terrifying. I refused, but he said he could give me time to consider, no matter how long. I'm willing to wait. A sudden sentimental moment sent a twinge through my waist. I didn't continue this topic with Lu Xingchen. During that period I was busy with the band. I opened an account. Fans grew quickly. The next few performances all featured cool and stylish outfits. My female fans were especially numerous, even Lu Xingchen was jealous to the point of it. I hadn't heard much about Duan Ziyi for a long time. 6 months later, we took part in a variety show. The whole band went on the program together. Lu Xingchen said that if you don't want to go, you can refuse if someone brings up private matters. He fears I won't be able to handle it. I'm not that fragile. Before the program started recording, Duan Ziyi came to borrow money from me. He didn't say exactly why. He gave me an IOU. My company had some trouble. Sorry, no money. I knew Duan Ziyi isn't someone who lowers his head to borrow money from me unless he's really at his wit's end. I would repay him. Now it's just a temporary cash flow issue. Trust me. Duan Ziyi looked visibly tense. I had never seen him like this since I knew him, but I won't restrain myself, and I don't want to get involved with Duan Ziyi in any way outside. Xie Yingying urged. Is it going to take so long? You promised me you'd pay back today. Sorry, I still have something to do. I walked past Duan Ziyi, and not long after Lu Xingchen arrived, he asked me, aren't you curious what happened between Duan Ziyi and Xie Yingying? Duan's family business hasn't been doing well lately, plus Duan Ziyi's previous ambition to expand was enormous. His capital chain broke, the company is nearly bankrupt. But Xie Yingying's family owed a huge sum of money. Her younger brother is lazy. The Xie family relied on Duan Ziyi to buy a house, change cars, thinking they had climbed high. Xie Yingying's younger brother is worse. Having borrowed a lot of money outside for a while, Xie Yingying will manage the current gossip, and her own days aren't easy either. Well, she deserved it. I smile. It was his own choice. Now it's good. Xie Yingying has given him a precious son, and the Xie family's messy affairs he still wants to tidy up, even borrowing money from his ex-wife in order to help his current little brother-in-law. He's really able to say such things. If it were me, I'd be too ashamed to show my face. I heard Xie Yingying cursing and muttering before she left. If it weren't for the promise you made me that I would live a noble life, who knew I would marry you and go broke with responsibility and consequence? I even gave birth to a child for you, and now you want me to live a hard life. The entire corridor was full of Xie Yingying's insults. After they returned, the Xie family would also have a hard time explaining things. Xie Yingying's father is unable to see clearly from above the top. Does he lack this ability? He can't even pay this amount back, and our Xie Yingying is loved by many. Duan Ziyi feels a lot of pressure. He rubbed his brows and suggested that the next buyer give a bit more time. I'll sell the car too and make up for this shortage for my younger brother-in-law. How about that? And this set of houses, that won't do. Xie Yingying's voice is terribly shrill. If this house is sold, where will my dad and the others live? Xie Yingying tells Duan Ziyi to go find a way himself and absolutely not to touch this house. As she spoke, she began to cry. That booming voice of Duan Ziyi made him anxious. Xie Yingying said that no matter when he solves this trouble, however he explains it, he should go back with him now. If he goes back now, she can't bear to lose this person. Duan Ziyi retorted that he never expected it would come to this. He returned home to complain to Auntie Duan, but the child is still small and needs someone to look after him, and he cried so loudly that it made his heart especially agitated. Why would a normally decent family end up like this? Duan Ziyi angrily said. Su and I were originally very close, and my company was also expanding. Why did I marry her? Duan Ziyi said that after marrying Xie Yingying it was like marrying a catastrophe, losing money to ward off misfortune, and now I'm scraping by. Aunt Duan's eyes were red as well. She said that at night she always cried secretly. It's all my fault. If I hadn't always wanted to leave a child for the Duan family, you wouldn't be put in this position. Mom crying. Duan Ziyi was furious, reaching out to grab the child. If Aunt Duan hadn't stopped him, who knows what he would have done. Duan Ziyi said that she misses me a lot. I love Su. My heart has only warmed to him in this life. I know I don't deserve to say these things, but if time could go back, the past is gone. You two have divorced. Accept reality. Aunt Duan sighed helplessly. Isn't it nice for them to guard this precious child and carry on like this? What are they regretting now? The recording went very smoothly, but it did bring up my private life. I faced it openly. They said you were deleted before. What attitude should I take toward love now? When the host asked, Lu Xingchen said I could choose not to say. I smiled. There's no particular attitude. If I meet someone I like, I'll still have a reaction. I'm not even 30 yet. There's a long road ahead in life. It's impossible to bury myself for one person. I can't do it, and it's not worth it to do these things for a scumbag. The host looked at me with relief. seeing that I'm not a love brain, a matter to be celebrated. Well, when in love it's passionate and there's a bit of a love brain until the moment she changes heart. I stubbornly told myself that no matter how hard or down I am in the future, I won't dirty my feelings. Lu Xingchen sat beside me listening to me, and he even spouts big principles with a snort. Life insights. Alright, after this episode's recording finishes, Lu Xingchen calls me to Lu family for a meal. My mom says she'd like to treat you to a meal. Okay, I haven't seen Aunt Lu for a long time. Earlier my mom was particularly arrogant after the family went bankrupt, social life diminished. My mom hasn't seen Aunt Lu again nor asked them to come back to this place, still very emotional. Xiao Yezi came over. Aunt Shu has prepared your favorite for you. Aunt Lu came over and dragged me along. She said the housekeeper still remembers my taste. I looked at the table full of things I like, and my eyes welled up. So there are still people who care about me in this world, even though it's been a very long time. After I sat down, Aunt Luo chatted with me about my childhood and even brought out an album for us to look at. Time has flown, you've all grown up, Aunt Lu whispered. I have to tell you that kid Lu Xingchen is not young anymore. Not long ago she arranged a blind date for her, and she didn't even go. I looked up at Lu Xingchen. He furrowed his brows. Mom, I'm not that old yet. Let me show you who I picked for Lu Xingchen. Aunt Lu hurried to manage things. Lu Xingchen started to show reluctance again, and in the end he got angry. They said, I'm not going, not looking, and you still bring it out for others to see. This would break the defense. Aunt Luo covered her mouth. Then tell me, who is that girl in your chat interface? I won't push you to the blind date. I have a bad feeling. I feel something is going to happen. Lu Xingchen's expression slightly changed. He looked at me and wanted Xiaoye to help you. That's impossible. You can give up on that thought. Aunt Sai, Lu Xingchen is no longer young. I want to say a few words for him. But Aunt Lu has been mocking Lu Xingchen. Only those secretly admiring someone who don't take the initiative to pursue them, that hidden liking. If you don't say it out, how would the other person know? Xiaoye, you tell me, right? She herself thinks she's pure-hearted. What if the other person marries someone else? It will be a regret. A sourness spread in my heart as I looked at Lu Chen. Actually, Aunt Lu is not wrong. If you like someone, say it. There's nothing wrong with it. But you also want the other person to notice you. Aunt Lu's voice rose sharply, and she said she wants to know more about who that girl is. Just as we were about to start eating, a quarrel came from upstairs. Lu family eldest brother and his wife were arguing endlessly. I was astonished, but they seemed to be used to it. No one said anything. Aunt Lu told me to keep eating. No problem. Habits are hard to break. Every day the stir-fry is the same, and even persuasion won't work. Aunt Lu rubbed her temple, saying she didn't know what sin she had committed. Just then Bai Shaoqin, the daughter of the Bai family, came downstairs in a huff. He strode down, his eyes flashing with unhidden anger. Mom, he says he won't eat. Aunt Lu answered lightly. Lu Lin drank too much last night. You know the rules, someone drunk should not eat. He is with that secretary. The innocent secretary has already been dismissed. From now on in Lu Lin's office, you won't see a single woman. Bai Shaoqin was furious. Between the chatter, I heard her complain that Lu family's eldest brother had brought meals to that secretary. Bai Shaoqin said her husband has never been so thoughtful. Also a white-eyed wolf. That female secretary still had the scholarship Bai family had previously awarded. Bai Shaoqin was so angry she almost cried. She finally saw me, sizing me up for a long time. You are that Su Yi. I advise you not to go crazy here, Lu Xingchen interjected coldly. But Bai Shaoqin instead smiled. Ms. Su and I are fated. I just bumped into your ex-husband yesterday. He's at my bar looking for his wife at my house. You don't know, his wife hugs and embraces with a bunch of men. He asked her to go back. She wouldn't even give him the time of day. I told him your ex-husband really has no vision for such a tacky dinner. Lu Xingchen, the cold equator. If you say one more word, my elder brother will ignore you even more. If he won't ignore me, then he won't. Bai Shaoqin said she would fight Lu Lin to the end. Since they agreed to the marriage alliance, this marriage should belong only to each other, no longer leaving room for others. Bai Shaoqin said he cares about me. He is on my side. I couldn't help but laugh. You see, Lu Xingchen, I made Su Miss smile. Ba Xiaoqing held her chin with a smug look and said, your ex-husband owes our family a lot of money. If you want to take revenge on him, I can help you. Bai Shaoqin said that in this lifetime the thing he hates most is scumbags and bitches. As long as I give the order, he will surely help me. No need. There is already no contact between me and him. Sigh. Bai Shaoqin sighed. Don't mention the lower-ranked people at such times, please. Lu Xingchen clenched her teeth and said again and again, don't mention the person below at this kind of moment. Bai Shaoqin chatted with me for a long time and we got along pretty well. Her temper isn't very good, very willful, a rich young lady's temper, but her heart isn't bad. While she was talking, she spoke ill of Duan Ziyi again, saying, that day I went to listen to our concert. You sang so beautifully. Next time you have a performance, bring me along as well. Okay. When we left the Lu family, Lu Xingchen explained to me that Bai Shaoqin has been paranoid lately, always feeling that someone is around his brother. His temper is like this. He's not a bad person, don't take it to heart. It's rare to hear you explain it for him. I looked at Lu Xingchen, and he said he just didn't want Lu Lin to lose the people who love him. Actually, Bai Shaoqin chased Lu Lin for many years, quietly pursuing him and transferring schools to Green Forest. Such an arrogant rich young lady could hide her love so well. She liked my brother, liked him for many years, and later the circle, everyone knew about it. And he was afraid it would bring trouble to me. Before the arranged marriage, he asked my brother's wishes. Lu Xingchen said, since his brother is willing, it shows that there is actually some fate between them. I nodded. Lu Lin's temper has always been very good, allowing Bai Shaoqin to make a fuss. A young girl getting a little jealous isn't a big deal, as long as she doesn't do anything too incomprehensible that would make people collapse. On the way back with Lu Xingchen, we almost hit Duan Ziyi. He was drunk and lying in front of the car trying to extort money. Ex-husband. Lu Xingchen frowned angrily, and only upon closer inspection did he realize Duan Ziyi was covered in injuries. We took him to the hospital. The doctor's examination revealed he had been severely beaten and nearly lost his life. Lu Xingchen sent his men to look after us. As we were leaving, Duan Ziyi woke up. Susu, I'm sorry, he mumbled. Don't call me Susu. Lu Xingchen's possessiveness flared and he shielded me behind him. If it weren't for Suyi, I wouldn't care about you. Tell me, what did you do to get beaten like this? Lu Xingchen's subordinate returned, and the situation was mostly clear. Duan Ziyi lowered his head, ashamed and unwilling to speak. He had been beaten up by people called by Xie Yingying's brother. She's such a promiscuous woman, Duan Ziyi said. His emotions particularly agitated, his eyes reddening. He leaned there, saying Xie Yingying wasn't home now, squandering his past money, hiring male escorts, having parties, her brother joining her in a life of debauchery, neglecting their child and picking up bad habits. I just went to persuade her. She used to listen to me so well. In Duan Ziyi's memory, Xie Yingying was a well-behaved crybaby. He was delicate and timid, but very obedient. Unfortunately, he didn't know the person hidden beneath her facade. Congratulations, I chuckled. Was this what they called stepping on a landmine? After a long while, Duan Ziyi sighed and said he wouldn't be stubborn anymore and it was time to choose a different path. He apologized to me. Again, I don't need such a cheap apology. If I had resisted temptation back then, hadn't been attracted to Xie Yingying and hadn't betrayed our relationship, how happy would we be now? You wouldn't be, Lu Xingchen retorted. You never respected Suyi. You don't know what Suyi wants. You only make him wronged. How could you be happy? After Lu Xingchen finished speaking, Duan Ziyi's face turned pale. He gritted his teeth. What does it have to do with you? What's between me and Susu? I looked at Duan Ziyi, my expression calm. Lu Xingchen is right. I can't always compromise. The child was just the trigger. He always made me feel wronged. I could try my best for her. But what if I crossed that line? I dared not imagine. The medical expenses are paid. Let's go, Lu Xingchen. As we were leaving, Xie Yingying arrived. Her expression was very wrong. Suyi, you are just A's ex-wife. What are you rushing to do? Are you that impatient? I raised my hand and slapped her. Xie Yingying, I've tolerated you for a long time. In fact, as long as you don't do anything, Duan Ziyi can live a lifetime with you. What right do you have to point fingers at me? What right do you have to hit me? Xie Yingying sneered. He only coveted my young body. What's wrong with me asking her for a little money? Don't forget, I gave birth to his child for her. Xie Yingying was very emotional, saying that she was the real Mrs. Duan. You are just someone's ex-wife. What kind of lingering affection are you trying to act out? You don't need to interfere here, and I can't be bothered to care. I let out a cold laugh. You two had better be tied together. Don't go out into the market. I didn't waste any more time with Xie Yingying. Their current situation was already very clear. They were just taking what they needed from each other. Xie Yingying entered and saw Duan Ziyi on the hospital bed. Her eyes turned red. You didn't call me, but you called Suyi. Duan Ziyi, you still have feelings for her, don't you? You've deceived me terribly, and what you're getting now is what you deserve. Duan Ziyi ignored Xie Yingying, and she, like a lunatic, kept hitting the person in bed. Xie Yingying said with a mocking tone, what's the use of still having feelings for her? Suyi already has another man by her side. Compared to Lu Xingchen, you are nothing. Have you said enough? If you've said enough, then get out. You dare to yell at me? I'm not just going to yell at you, I'm going to divorce you too. Duan Ziyi said that he had had enough and didn't want to continue this marriage. Xie Yingying's face turned pale. She glared at Duan Ziyi. You have nothing now, think about it clearly. Xie Yingying probably didn't expect Duan Ziyi's resolve to be so strong this time. The next day, as soon as she could walk, she went with him to get the divorce. Xie Yingying got a house and a car thanks to Duan Ziyi. Although her family lives there, she didn't get much money this time. I don't want the child anymore, Xie Yingying said, calling it a burden and saying she was still young. Duan Ziyi coldly replied, then it's best the child doesn't have a mother like you. You can be stubborn. Duan Ziyi, you're not good enough for me now. After they divorced, I never saw Duan Ziyi again. I heard he went back to his hometown with his mother and son. Our band's variety show aired, and our popularity soared. I gained a lot of fans because of it. Lu Xingchen always took credit in front of me, saying, see Suyi, you should have believed me sooner. You were born for the stage. I didn't say much. With Chinese New Year approaching, we had planned to go on a trip, but Lu Xingchen told me in advance that we needed to record a live New Year's Eve performance for the band. I cancelled my previous appointments. The New Year's atmosphere on the streets was strong, and I decided to buy some decorations. The New Year's atmosphere in my new apartment was not very strong. As soon as I entered the store, I heard someone crying. It was Xie Yingying. After breaking up with Duan Ziyi, she found another rich tycoon, but he was quite old. I had met him once before. A very distinguished man. In front of Xie Yingying, she put her hands on her hips and yelled, someone hold this bitch down for me. I'm going to beat you into a pig's head today. The woman's long fingernails scratched Xie Yingying's face. She really can't change her ways, can she? She's gone to be someone's mistress again. I stood not far away watching the woman strike viciously. She also had a loud voice, yelling at those around her. Everyone, look, so young and yet she doesn't learn her lesson. Seducing my husband, watch me beat her to death, strip her clothes off. She has no shame, so why should I indulge her? Xie Yingying screamed and covered herself, but it was useless. Her face became bruised and swollen. Your husband lied to me. He said he was already divorced. Who would believe a repeat offender like you lying here? The woman crossed her arms and the sarcastic voices around her grew louder. They started talking about Xie Yingying's previous scandalous affair. She thought she'd secured her position as Mrs. Duan, but who knew she went bankrupt so soon after marrying him? What bad luck. Her fortune must be terrible. As I walked by, Xie Yingying was lying on the ground, looking very disheveled. The surrounding people dispersed. She called her younger brother, but he cursed at her and demanded money. Xie Yingying collapsed on the ground in despair, the ground cold beneath her. Those who seek shortcuts can never live a stable life. On New Year's Eve I got dressed early and Lu Xingchen came over to ask if I wanted to go home with him to celebrate the New Year. No, I refused. There's nothing wrong with spending the New Year alone. Just treat it as an ordinary day, then wouldn't you be too lonely alone? We're friends, it's fine. We'll watch the Spring Festival Gala, watch the fireworks show, go to bed early. Don't make me sound so pitiful. I smiled in response. Lu Xingchen looked at me and said not to force it. That event we had planned was positioned quite late. After the performance, it was almost New Year's. Lu Xingchen hurried over to me, grabbed my hand. I'll see you through the New Year. Since I had nothing to do anyway and you're not going home, your grandmother will be angry. I thought back to childhood when Lu Lin delayed returning to guard the New Year and got scolded. Moreover, Lu Xingchen is her grandmother's little darling. If we don't go home for the New Year, the Lu family will be lively for sure. Lu Xingchen said, it's fine, don't worry about those things. He led me to the stands. From this angle you can see all the lights and fireworks in one view. During the countdown, the fireworks burst in an instant. Lu Xingchen whispered a wish in my ear. Sister, do you really not want to accept me? My body trembled a little. Lu Xingchen's voice was so pleasant to listen to, it made people feel electric all over. In that moment of moving, I almost lost myself. Throughout this year, I often avoided talking with Lu Xingchen about this issue. My heart trembled slightly, as if I were telling the fireworks. I didn't respond, acted dumb. Lu Xingchen lowered his head and whispered in my ear, "I will make you open your heart sooner or later." After he sent me back, he hurriedly rushed back. I received a message from Lu Lin, asking if Lu Xingchen is keeping you company for the new year. I hadn't replied yet, and Lu Lin immediately called me. Grandma asked if he's with you over there. No, he's gone back. Okay. Lu Lin paused for a moment and said Happy New Year to me, then added, should you give an account of you and Xingchen? I don't know where Lu Lin heard these things from. Xiaoqing even saw Xingchen just now kissing you. Lu Lin cleared his throat. This little brat hides very well. He even deceived me. He isn't here. We aren't together either. I hurriedly explained that perhaps the previous angle caused by Xiaoqing to misunderstand, which led to the current misunderstanding. After I clarified, Lu Lin scolded Xingchen a couple of times more. They weren't together yet. This kid is too useless. You don't like him, do you? During this period of hesitation, almost a year, I've been thinking about the questions Xingchen has posed to me. Do I like him? It seems so. Xingchen is younger than me, good-looking and thoughtful, always considering me in everything. Someone like him is very attractive. Saying I don't like him would be a lie, but I can't take the gamble. I'm really afraid of blindly rushing forward and hitting the south wall. I never expected Duan Ziyi to betray me, but what was the final result? I shattered into pieces. You don't need to worry about the Lu family side. Lu Lin thinks I'm worried about my divorce. You said I grew up watching over you. I know the worst about you. Lu Lin said that as long as I'm willing, the Lu family side is not a problem. He is now the de facto head of the Lu family. Naturally he speaks for no one. Grandma loves you so much. Years ago she even cried because you couldn't come to our house for the new year. As for my mother, she only hopes Xingchen can find a home soon. He said he's a man, and he acknowledged it. Lu Lin gave me a dose of reassurance medicine. I didn't answer. He laughed and said he was right about his guess. He knows my temper best. Alright, Xingchen has returned. That day Xingchen was punished with kneeling. I learned about it the next day from Luli, and his knees were swollen from kneeling. Lu family's grandma asked something, but didn't get the answer she wanted, so she punished Xingchen in anger. I felt a bit remorseful. Luli's description was especially tragic. I softened my heart, and the next day I planned to go see Xingchen, but as soon as I walked in, I realized Lu Lin had duped me. That bad kid can still play games, lively and bouncing on the sofa. Sister, how did you get here? Lu Xingchen said he came back too late last night, and Grandma told him to stay at home all day, otherwise he would definitely come looking for me. Is your knee okay? I asked. Seeing that he can run and jump, he must be fine. Lu Lin lied to me. It's nothing. Grandma wouldn't really punish me. Lu Xingchen demonstrated. My face turned green. Lu Xingchen asked me if I didn't sleep well last night. Why my face looked so bad. If only I brought you something. Your brother said you're not doing well. Xingchen immediately understood what was going on. He leaned in, unusually pleased. You care about me, beautiful. I'm doing well. Don't listen to him. Nonsense. Lu Xingchen explained. I now know it. Lu Lin is plotting against me. Xingchen asked whether you've really thought it through about freely loving without too much pressure. You say maybe I'll try. I also don't have to go against my own heart. I admit I've fallen in love with Xingchen. After hearing my words, Xingchen excitedly picked me up, almost scared me to death. Lu Lin passing by walked in. You see, as long as your brother uses a little trick, I know Su Yi's temper too well. Yes, you're the best. Xingchen said he is utterly convinced. I gritted my teeth. Wait a moment, I'll settle the score with you. Even though we childhood sweethearts, from now on I'll be your sister-in-law. This lifetime it's all gone at once. Who says so? I countered. I don't necessarily have to marry him. We're just dating. That won't do. You must marry me. Xingchen hugged me tightly and kissed my forehead. He said he has had many dreams in his life. The bride in his dreams could only be Su Yi, and if it isn't Su Yi then he won't marry for life. The pressure on my shoulder suddenly grew. But sister, isn't this a shackle for you? If someday you don't like me, you should tell me proactively. Xingchen said when it comes to loving me, he will be constant to the end, and won't let me gamble and lose. While we were still talking, Grandma Lu and the others arrived as well, which could be considered our formal meeting with the family. When Grandma Lu saw me, she cried. She held my hand, saying, your mother raised you with high aspirations. After your family went bankrupt, he couldn't get over it. You've suffered, child. Grandma Lu hugged me and gently stroked my back. In the future, the Lu family will be your family. We're all your relatives. Lu Xingchen, if that brat bullies You tell Grandma I think I haven't cried in a long time. My eyes felt sour, tears dangerously welled up. I considered many possibilities and worried that my divorce might burden them. But the Liu family is different. As long as I'm good with Liu Xingchen, everything will be fine. That night I stayed at the Liu family in the same guest room I used to stay in as a child. The arrangement was the same. The Liu family left a room for me. Bai Shaoqin came to find me. I was afraid you'd recognize the bed and not sleep, so I'll brew you some milk to drink. Here you go. Thank you. Actually, there's something I want to apologize for. Bai Shaoqin said that she had heard about me before. I almost married Lu Lin. We were childhood sweethearts. She was jealous of me when I was in school. I saw you shining from the stage below. You looked like a star back then. Even if I was the Bai family's eldest daughter, I felt inferior. Suyi. Actually, at that time I told myself that if you married Lu Lin, I would accept it. Bai Shaoqin said, I'm sorry. I shook my head. There's no need to apologize. I and Lu Lin were not fated. I didn't like Lu Lin, and Lu Lin didn't like me either. Sigh. Bai Shaoqin sighed helplessly. I don't know what Lu Lin likes anymore. It seems he only loves work. It won't be so. I know him best. Looking at Bai Shaoqin, if he didn't like her, he wouldn't agree to marry. In this world, no one can force Lu Lin to do something she doesn't want to do. In the past, she never had any rumors. She has always treated me well, but she told me herself that she only regards me as a sister. When we were young, Lu Lin and I spoke a lot. He said marriage is sacred. He doesn't want to stain it, so he loves you. Really? Bai Shaoqing's eyes lit up at my words. Bai Shaoqing said she's going to give up that wooden hurdle. He absolutely won't have anything unclear with his female secretary. Don't worry. I love you too much. Suyi Moon, kiss me. He was holding me, ready to kiss, when Liu Xingchen happened to come over. He looked stern. Bai Shaoqin, you're the older sister-in-law. How can you lay a hand on your younger sister-in-law? I'm willing to. Hugging me and kissing me too. Bai Shaoqin's misfortune stung Liu Xingchen. They're about the same age and they started arguing again. Bai Shaoqing is in a very good mood today. Too lazy to quarrel with you. I'll go find my husband to tell him. The air around us felt sweet as well. Liu Xingchen was very surprised. Had you taken your medicine? He wanted the answer he desired. I had just finished speaking when Liu Xingchen came to hug me, acting spoiled toward me, saying, this must not happen again. Even if Bai Shaoqin is a girl, you can't either. I rubbed my forehead and sighed helplessly. Do I have to be this possessive? You're that strong about ownership. Well, yes, I have many female fans smiling and saying she loves me. A group of people cried out husband at me, and I was almost hypnotized by them. Liu Xingchen sat there in silence for a long time, not saying a word. He ground his teeth and exclaimed, shall we make it official then? No, it's better to register first. And then marry, to feel more at ease. There are always so many people coveting me. I don't feel safe. The more I say, the more it sounds evil. On the first day I agreed to be with him, he had already started planning our future. I really don't know what to say. That night Liu Xingchen told me a lot. She said she had a small notebook, all of which were wedding dresses she designed herself, all for me. Never dared to draw faces before, afraid of being found out. She had designed many wedding venues as well. Whenever I'm willing, he would start right away. As we talked, Liu Xingchen fell asleep. He slept on the sofa. I looked at that sleeping face and couldn't recall the things between us when we were little. But it's all right. Fate is unpredictable. Duanze started a business in the countryside, bringing villagers together to help farmers online. He now has quite a few fans as well. Their child had appeared in a short video looking like him. He had once looked for Xie Yingying, but that woman crazily said she didn't want to go to the countryside to be a farmer with Duanze. He found another rich man, and life turned out pretty well. I'm preparing to marry Liu Xingchen. When we announced it online, Liu Xingchen was criticized. Originally he had many fans, but the band grew more popular, and after our band's fanbase expanded, I became the most famous one in it. Liu Xingchen often held me and cried, saying those women were fierce and wanted to take his wife away. He didn't want to hesitate for a moment. Liu Xingchen asked me for a status. He said he had truly endured enough days of fear. If one day he opened his eyes and couldn't see me, he would go crazy. Many people came to the wedding venue, and I wore a wedding dress personally designed by Liu Xingchen. Someone started gossiping underneath. Of course I would mention my previous marriage if they recognized me. It seems that even a second marriage woman can't succeed in marrying into a wealthy family no matter what she does. Look at the wedding dress on Suyi. Nobody knows what brand it is, and if it gets heard, this young master Liu won't let it rest. Humph, he could do it if he truly cared for Suyi. Why not find a good brand for her? Su Yi's ex-husband wore high fashion for his second marriage as well. But you have a point too, don't let the wealthy play with you in the end. As you know, some people have distinct preferences. Lu Xingchen happened to be going upstairs and, hearing the gossip about me, immediately called his underling over to deal with it. He didn't care who the person was, he rebuked them. If your mouth isn't clean, don't dirty the place I'm in. This wedding was meticulously arranged by Lu Xingchen, with every detail reflecting his ingenuity. I know she loves me at this wedding. The brand of the wedding gown Lu Xingchen publicly announced as the gift he gave me for chasing dreams. This brand comes from a song my ex-wife wrote. I stiffened, almost forgetting that I had once tried to compose a song in music class. Lu Xingchen actually knows that the person I married, Su Yi, is something I fought hard to obtain. I don't want to hear any baseless rumors anymore. I will give my wife a love that is unique in the world, and I won't let her bet on the wrong thing. This time, Lu Xingchen announced to the whole world how good he is to me. I whispered, I won't let your perseverance go wrong either. We kissed as everyone watched in anticipation. Lu Xingchen said he would protect me for a lifetime. He said, for one life, two people. I love you, Su Yi. Me too. I whispered softly, I treasure the days now, and I treasure this hard-won love as well. Our wedding had huge buzz, and even our brand was personally crafted by Lu Xingchen, designed as a limited edition. He said he would give the wedding dress to those who truly need it. Grandma Lu stood up to back me. Su Yi is my granddaughter. From now on, anyone who dares say even half a word against her will have to deal with my old lady. Even for the sake of Lu Xingchen's face, I won't let Grandma down. I kissed Grandma's cheek, grateful for the affection they gave me that I lacked. In this world I have no blood relatives I can rely on, but Grandma Lu and the others, out of concern that I would overthink things, have all become my family. At that moment, I was the happiest person in the world. That person seems like a joke. When Lu Xingchen carried me upstairs, he suddenly spotted the figure turning away in the corner. I glanced over. How could it be him? You didn't invite him, did you? Maybe I missee it. It doesn't matter. Duan Zed's career was also in full swing. He has always been a smart person with ambition. He could succeed in the past, and he would succeed in the future. I heard he found another stepmother for his son. The woman is sexy and hot, a very famous online celebrity. I lowered my head to scroll through that woman's moments. Xie Yingying's days weren't good. The few people she later found weren't great. Later on, he completely began living a life opposing Duan Zi. They fought online fiercely with a flood of large-scale photos and remarks, also because of Xie Yinyin. Duan Zed's account was banned, his conduct was problematic, and many fans left. My married days have been relatively calm, living in a sweet harmony with Lu Xingchen, but I soon got pregnant. Lu Xingchen sneered and said that some men who can't perform themselves force you into inner turmoil. Look, I know Lu Xingchen hates Duan Zi even more than I do. Lu Xingchen said he is someone who values treasures, so how could he be treated like that by others? He was furious. If I hadn't held him back, he would have quietly tried to sever ties with Zi. He was very high profile, even putting my pregnancy online, and up until I had the baby, he kept updating these posts in real time, but I actually didn't care much. I didn't want any more entanglements with Duan Zi. Lu Xingchen, however, reveled in it, openly and covertly provoking Duan Zi, thoroughly enjoying this game of it. Later I hardly heard about Duan Zi and Xie Yingying. My life slid onto another track. During our band's 5th anniversary concert, Lu Xingchen brought the child backstage with him. He said that musical talent must be cultivated from a young age, otherwise he'd become a pitch-perfect idiot, and that would be a waste of our innate gifts. But halfway through the performance, his son started crying backstage. He didn't like the noisy place and kept wanting to go home. Lu Xingchen brushed his forehead in disdain and said to me, I told you so, having a daughter would be great. Lu Xingchen said she doesn't want to wait on him anymore. If she's going to cry, she'll cry. How did a real man end up like this? Mommy's little dumpling, feeling aggrieved, snuggled into my arms. I soothed him a few times, and Lu Xingchen grew irritated again and took the child from my embrace. I watched the two of them, father and son, and my heart was deeply touched. Thankfully, this journey has always had stars they both think of.